we have put at the disposal of Dominica 2 Coast Guard vessels for purposes of transporting to that country supplies from Barbadians. And of course, we've also put at the disposal of Dominica technical personnel, manpower resources, as indicated by the Barbados Defense Force and by the regional security system, to ensure that we do our part in helping that country to stabilize in the first instance and then to start its trek back.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Stewart has also singled out the outpouring of generosity of Barbadians in their efforts to mobilize aid to their brothers and sisters in Dominica. Prime Minister Stewart's full remarks will be aired immediately after the news. An estimated 70% of homes in Dominica had their roofs ripped off by Hurricane Maria, leaving thousands of families exposed and seeking shelter. Initial videos show the unprecedented destruction across the country. We get more in this Kent Jerson report.
Dominica has suffered significant damage. Hurricane Maria blew away roofs and scattered debris across wide areas. In a message sent early this morning, Hartley Henry, the principal advisor to Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt, said 7 people have been killed as a result of the Category 5 hurricane. He said, according to local authorities, that number is expected to rise. He also said there was a tremendous loss of housing and public buildings, and even the General Hospital took a beating. Mr. Henry added that little contact had been made with the outer communities, but people who had walked 10 to 15 miles towards the city of Roseau from various outer districts reported total destruction of homes, some roadways, and crops. He said the urgent needs now are for roofing materials for shelters and bedding supplies for hundreds of people stranded in or outside of what's left of their homes. Communication systems on the island are still down, making it extremely difficult to get information in and out of Dominica. Kent Jerson, CBC News.
A second vessel carrying supplies and people to assist with relief efforts set sail for Dominica this evening, but several people, including Dominicans trying to get home, had to be turned away due to insufficient space. Sub-Lieutenant Sean Hazelwood said only 8 of the 20 civilians who reported to the Coast Guard base can be accommodated.
Well, at this stage, in addition to carrying down supplies, I would have mentioned that we're carrying down security personnel, we're carrying down artisans, and there's only so much physical space on the vessel, so we're quite tight for room right now. However, as there are other supplies that are going to be carried down, there will also be future opportunities for the personnel here to be carried down. It's just a matter of determining the priority that persons are going to be deployed in, and then we would take them down from there.
Sub-Lieutenant Hazelwood said the team which set sail included medical personnel, a team from Sedima, and masons and plumbers to assist with rebuilding. Among those hoping to make the journey on the HMBS Rudyard Lewis was Marion George, a Dominican who was in the United States when Maria struck. She traveled from New York to Miami and then to Barbados, hoping to find a way home to her pregnant daughter, who she has not been able to reach since Monday.
I also have a daughter in Canada. Now she was trying to get her and she couldn't get her. So then we realized, well, the communication link has broken. And then, it's heartbreaking to know you have a daughter that's pregnant, you know her condition, her husband is a police, and she's alone in her home with 2 children. So I said, I really want to go home to be there for her, and I'm so thankful to God that I get in this opportunity this afternoon.
Akina Wilkinson, a Dominican living in Barbados, is hoping to locate her family members who all live in Dominica.
From what we're hearing and the pictures that we're seeing, it doesn't look really good back home. So just like every Dominican around the world, it's really worrying and troubling for us right now. So I think going home, giving me a little bit of comfort that I can actually go and see and actually get into. I have already donated stuff yesterday on the boat, so actually going there personally to help out is really easing my heart a little bit.
And as we continue to send our sympathy to our brothers and sisters in Dominica, here's another opportunity to help them out, and that will be through CBC's Drive, Drop Off and Donate for Dominica initiative. Marketing specialist Nicole Collins says you can make your donation right here at the CBC tomorrow and Friday.
You don't even have to get out of your car. We'll be here, our volunteers will be here from tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock until 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, and the same thing applies to Friday as well. We want non-perishables, tarpaulins, batteries, flashlights, anything that you use at home, they obviously need now, because toothbrushes, toothpaste, anything like that, things for babies, toiletries, sanitary napkins, you name it, they will obviously need it more than we do at this point in time. And then we will deal with the shipping off through the Barbados Defense Force.
Well, given the importance of the fishery sector to hurricane-ravaged islands, efforts are on to assist affected fisherfolk. Chairman of the Caribbean Network of Fisherfolk Organizations, Vernell Nichols, says she's been in contact with some of them and the feedback is not so good.
Barbuda, that in itself has actually been devastated, and those fisherfolk are over in Antigua. So the whole Barbuda fishing industry, that has been wiped out. We are also hearing the news out of Dominica. So far we have not had we haven't, because it's yet early, so we've not been able to do any assessment. But we have a program officer on the ground who is going around to the different islands and doing assessments on the fishing industry to see what the damages are and to see what type of assistance we fisherfolk will have to call for.
Well, this time around, the fisherfolk need help getting relief items to the islands devastated by Irma and now Maria. In the past, a convoy of boats would travel to neighboring islands to deliver aid, but Ms. Nichols says given the distance of the affected countries, this is highly unlikely.